I'm going to be showing you how you can create a listing properly on Amazon in this video. If you're new here, my name's Adam. I've been selling on Amazon for 6 years and we do over £3.5 million per year from selling on Amazon, TikTok Shop and various other platforms. We build brands, we do the private label strategy, and in this video I'm going to be showing you, like I said, how you can create your first listing if it's your first one, or if you've done it a couple of times before, how you can do it properly and effectively. Okay, I'm going to be showing you some of the biggest mistakes that people make. I'm going to be starting with that right here, right now, because I see a lot of people do it incorrectly all of the time, and it really burns them. If you don't do it correctly, you're not going to be able to build a brand properly. First of all, your listing may be able to get sabotaged by some people, and loads of other horrible things. Okay, and we do not want this happening. Okay, so just as a preempt before we get into actually building the listing, I'm going to be sharing my screen, right? Before we get into the actual building, a few things, right? 2 major things that you will need before starting. And people tell you otherwise, right? That easy way to get started, quick way to get started, Amazon brand registry or Amazon creating a listing without a trademark. Don't listen to them because it's all BS and bullshit, right? You're never ever going to have a long-term listing without 2 things. One of them, a trademark. Whether you're in the UK, the US, the EU, wherever it is, right? You need a trademark, right? Anybody that tells you otherwise is stupid. You need brand registry and a trademark, okay? You need a trademark to get the brand registry. So if I want to register Adams Batteries, right? Adams Batteries, I register that as a trademark, and then register that into brand registry, and then I can then have the ability to create listings. So that's the first thing you need, okay? I guess that's kind of 2 things. Second thing / third thing, you need a proper, this is super important. A lot of people cheap out on this and it's literally £60 for a year, right? But you need a proper barcode from somewhere called GS1. You need a GS1 proper barcode, okay? Super important. And if you don't have this, like you could picture this, right? You launch a product, you spend hundreds if not thousands on getting it launched. Starts to go well, you're making 500 sales a month, 1,000 sales a month, maybe like 2, 3, 4 grand a month from one listing. Then Amazon deactivates it because it's not a proper barcode or not a proper GS1 barcode, and you can't change that shit. You have to start again from 0. Imagine that. Wouldn't be very good, would it, right? So why not start correctly with the proper GS1 barcodes? Because it's needed, okay? So when you've got them things in place, that then gives you the ability to properly create a listing. Now, again, before I share my screen and just show you how you can create a listing properly, another huge important thing, I want to just tell you the key components of a listing, right? Because if you want to set yourself up for success, you're not going to just create the listing with no plan. You need to do, first of all, product research beforehand, get a list of all the highest searched for keywords for your listing, for your product. That's something you're going to need. And then you're also going to need how it's actually structured. You've got, first of all, the title, you've got the bullet points, and you've got the images. Okay, they are the 3 core things which I'm going to be showing you, and the 3 most important things. Okay, all the other things are just noise and small details which they're quite self-explanatory to fill in, right? But the title, first of all, is the most important thing in terms of Amazon and Amazon reading your listing. Okay, so picture this, right? Amazon is a place where people type things in and search for things. If you've not got battery for camera in your title, your product's not going to show up for it. It seems quite basic information, but like people neglect that. This is why you need to do keyword research beforehand, using software, using Amazon's brand registry tools and stuff like this. Like you need to do product research, keyword research beforehand, right? Because if you've not got battery for camera or battery for DJI camera specifically, which is just the camera that I'm using here basically, if you've not got that in your title, your product's not going to show up for it, and that might be the most searched for thing that people want, right? People search that in the most, and if you've not got that exact thing in your title, then your product's not going to show up for it, okay? So that's the first thing. Title, you're going to need keywords in there. The second thing is images, right? You're going to need 7 to 9 high quality images for you to like go. I'm going to show you how you can add all this in, don't worry, in just a moment. I'm going to show you how you can add all these images in, but like you need to have 7 to 9 high quality images. One main image which showcases the product and you know, basically on a white background, just basically the product in its packaging, basic stuff. And then 3, I'd say like lifestyle images of the product getting used. And then also like 3 infographics of the product, so the product like benefits and things like this, right? That's usually a good sort of thing that you can do, okay? And then finally, the bullet points, you're gonna have to create 5 bullet points, which again, I'm gonna show you when I share my screen, it might be a bit more visual, a bit easier, but you're gonna need to sell the product a lot further, right? Give more information on the product and the benefits on all of these bullet points and stuff, and the description as well. So what I'll do now is I'll share my screen. Now, everything that I've just mentioned there is actually things that you need to do really before you like even start what I'm about to show you here right now, okay? So what you're gonna do when you're on the home screen, you're gonna go to menu, you're gonna go to inventory, and you're gonna go to manage all inventory, okay, first of all. And when you've done that, I mean, if you're a completely beginner, you're gonna have nothing here. If you're like I have, I've got 514 listings which are available here and 243 active listings. So, I mean, if you're a wholesale seller or an arbitrage seller, you may have a load of listings here. You probably know the score with this already. You probably know what I'm about to click now, but like if you're a complete beginner as well, what you're then gonna go ahead and do is click add a product here. So when you've clicked add a product, now there's a few different ways that you can list/add a product. Now, some people will be adding products which are already on Amazon and they're like the arbitrage/resellers. We're not them, right? I'm not going to be showing you that. In that instance, you just literally paste it in there, the ASIN it's called, and you list the product. However, in our instance, we're creating a listing ourselves from ground zero, from scratch, okay? We're always going to be using blank form. We're going to hit start. And then we are going to be prompted with a few bits of information, okay? Now, for this instance, I'm just gonna come up with a random product and just for example purposes, and we will go from there, okay? May as well just use that as an example because I did before. So as you can see, plug for camera, and then it asks you what category, this is basically what product type, what category do you want this listed under, okay? So this says a charging adapter. Examples include mobile phone, mains chargers, AC adapters, camera battery, and camera charger adapters, okay? Usually, like 75% of the time, Amazon's suggestion is the best to go for. It's usually pretty okay. However, you would want to select other just to see, just in case on what other options there are. No, if I just type in battery for camera, in here, just see nothing comes up. If I just type in battery and I go from there, disposable batteries, car batteries, rechargeable batteries, you know, what Amazon suggested seemed like to be the best thing for us, to be fair. So what we're gonna head and do is we're gonna go ahead and click confirm. And then what it's going to ask us for is the GS1 and the brand name. This is where the information beforehand, which I told you is going to become ever important, okay? You're going to need to put this in right here. So, and if you can't put this in right here, look, you'll see. You can't click next to carry on with the rest of the stuff. So it's going to be useless if you don't have then bits of information. So if I just put a brand name in here, and I'm gonna blur this out. So I'll put a brand name, in here, and now I just need to put a UPC barcode, which is basically a GS1 barcode. So what I'm going to do now is going to go to GS1, log in, maybe speed run this, like put it on like 5x speed. Then you're going to use next number, and you're going to grab, it's going to say GTIN13 here, and it'll say the GTIN number here, and it'll say an allocation here. You can fill out a lot of information on the product, so I will just put battery, charger. You'll see that mine's actually blurred here, but like just for obvious reasons. So what you're going to do is copy and paste it, come over to here and paste it back in here. Again, the brand name, and this is blurred, so do apologize. And you're going to put UPC, and now have a look here. It lets you click next, which is great. So we hit next here, and now we can follow on with the rest of the whole process. Now, this is where, again, like I said, the most important, like I talked to you about the structure of a listing. Like these things here, product description, bullet points, and images. Like in this instance, this is where your description is going to go, and then your bullet points here. You can put up to 5, and I would always recommend everyone doing 5 every single time, no matter what product you are selling. These can be up to about 250 characters in length, I think, something like this. And like I said, guys, as much as I can show in this video is like, you want to have a list of keywords, like what are people searching for, and then try and include this in here. So let's say, for example, like the title, we just put camera for battery for camera. We'd want to make it a little bit better than that, obviously, but like bullet points, for example, we'd want to be putting as many keywords in as possible. So people may search for battery for camera, and then people may search for battery for DJI camera, or battery for DJI Osmo, or let's say like replacement battery. Okay, so you would want to be saying like this, you know, this replacement battery for DJI XXXX benefits Y. Oh, you know, I'm not amazing at spelling. I just typed that real fast. Benefits. Okay, but you get the point. This AI becomes very, very helpful for this. Like, all you really need is the list of the keywords, and AI will help you piece the sentences together. Now, for example, me personally, I've been doing this for 4 years. AI wasn't around when I first started, so I did have to do this all manually, and it took hours and hours and hours and hours of time. But now you can use ChatGPT, Claude, and things like this just to help you with this. Maybe you give them the list of the keywords, and they'll come back with trying to incorporate all of them keywords as much as possible in a listing, if that makes sense, okay? So there's that there, okay? And then you've got the images here. You can add up to 9 images in here. You know, 7 at the minimum is usually the best, but like you can do up to 9. We do 7 to 9. It really depends. Like you don't want to just waffle and add images for the sake of it, but like if you can add, if you want to add more than 7 and you think it was going to be beneficial for you to do so, do it. There's no disadvantage to you not doing it, okay? But yeah, like I said, main image is going to go there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we'll go up to here. I would have like an infographic, a lifestyle, infographic, a lifestyle, infographic, a lifestyle, something like that, right? So when you've added that, you're going to go to product details, and then this is where you can put in just a load of information specific to the product. This is why I said it's not like rocket science, this part. Like, it doesn't require any skill or anything like that. Like, I'll just talk for a few of them. Now, I put electronic devices in the product identity, so it depending on what category you want to sell, like what product you want to sell, like if you wanted to sell DIY and home or supplements, like different things will show here. It'll perhaps ask you for ingredients or something like this. So it's always going to change, but like some of it's always the exact same. You want to put a model number in, that's just your internal number. Manufacturer, you're going to put your company details in here, not your brand name, just your company details. Special features, like you'll see there's an asterisk which is required and which ones aren't, but the more stuff you can put in here, the better. It's just going to help you, and it's going to help the customer, making the customer experience better. Number of items, just the one. Color, I'd put white or whatever the color is. Power source, you know, because this is an electronic product, it's asking us for the power source. Compatible with phone models. You can see like this is very specific to what we're selling here. Wattage, like if we were selling DIY stuff or supplement, it wouldn't ask us for this. It would ask us for like maybe ingredients or shelf life and things like this. Rating, okay. Input voltage, you see it's got an asterisk, so you can see now like if you started selling like things like electrical products, you're gonna need to know this information. Because Amazon are going to ask it for you. If you don't know this when you're sourcing and you're not speaking with your manufacturers about all this stuff, then you're going to be pretty cooked, right? So it's all about knowing your product before you launch it. This is why a lot of people fail and they just don't know what they're doing, because like they try to launch a product when they don't know anything about it. Now personally, honestly, I've never sold an electronic product. I don't sell electronic products, okay? So input voltage and input voltage unit to me here, I wouldn't even know what to put, right? Because I've done no research on it, okay? I mean, to be fair, I think it's 230 volts like most things in the UK, but I'm not sure, okay? And this is stuff that you don't want to guess, specifically with electronic stuff, okay? It's going to ask you for a unit count here. It's very similar to the thing up here, unit count. You know, I don't know why they repeat themselves sometimes. You can put like the unit count and then you can put it in, sometimes you can put it in grams and stuff like that. Output current, like again, you need to know your product, okay? Let's say if you're selling toys as well, it's going to ask you for things like safety information. It's going to ask you if it's a choking hazard. If you don't know if it is or it isn't, or is it officially from standards whether it is a choking hazard or not. And I always recommend people not to launch electrical products to begin with, to be fair. If you're a complete beginner, you know, I would never recommend doing the electronic products. It's just not going to be ideal for you, really. Now, another key bit here, when you've filled out all them, is going to go to your offer, okay? Now, usually, 99% of you are probably going to be doing FBA, so sending things to Amazon's warehouses, and Amazon do all the pick, pack, and shipping for you. So if you just hit, I want Amazon, fulfilled by Amazon, to ship my items and provide all the customer service, that'll just make sure a few of these gets rid up here. And then SKU is going to be, SKU stands for stock keeping unit, right? Put this as an internal number for you. Don't leave it blank. So if you're selling a battery charger for DJI, you can just put BC01. It can be just your internal SKU, or it can just say battery charger 01 or DJI battery. So it could be whatever you want, right? Just name it something which is unique to you, something that you'll remember. And you put the price in here, $14.99. And you put a list price. I usually just put that the exact same as what I'm selling it for. Item condition, new, all the time. And then also it's going to also ask you for your dimensions. Very important, because this is how Amazon will work out your fees. Don't under-declare it, because it will hit Amazon and then Amazon will just measure it anyway and just increase your fees to what it should be. So literally just put the exact dimensions of the package itself, not the product itself. So obviously this in itself may be like certain dimensions, maybe like 10 centimeters by 4 centimeters by 2 centimeters, but like it may come in a box, and the box may be 11 centimeters by 6 centimeters by 4 centimeters, for example. You'd want to be putting what the box is, because that's how Amazon are going to measure it anyway. And then again, you're going to want to put the weight of that, so you can put that in grams most of the time. This stuff down here about countries is a bit more advanced, because you can sell in other countries as well. You know, we do, but like just ignore that for now. And one final thing, safety and compliance. Now there's a lot of it here on electrical products, but if you're just selling a normal product, what you're going to do, it's essentially you put the country of origin. If you're sourcing from China, you're just going to put China in here, okay? So, you know, it could be quite tempting to put UK or something like this, just because you're selling in the UK. Put where it's made, okay? But they never ever asked me for product warranty. I think this is just because it's an electrical product, to be honest, but you can just put NA here and it will probably just be okay. Yeah, as you can see, it's okay. Batteries required, yes or no. I'm just going to put no. Dangerous goods, it's going to ask you. Most of the time, it's going to be not applicable, but if you are selling any dangerous goods, like, I don't know, like any flammable stuff, like you're going to have to put that in here. Like what it sort of falls under. And again, I don't sell any dangerous goods and private label anyway. And again, like I said, it just repeats itself sometimes. Like I said, it's always good to just put things in as and where you can. So again, put that item weight in there and bang, you hit submit. And then you go ahead and you are done. It's quite simple, quite easy, quite straightforward. Yeah, and I mean, that comes to an end. When you've done all that, it will take maybe 10 to 15 minutes, and then it might take up to like 24 hours for the product to say that it's live as such, okay? And when it's live, obviously you can start creating shipments and everything is a-okay. If you want me to create a video on how you can create shipments and send things into Amazon, like from anywhere in the world, let me know and I'll do that. Not a problem. It's quite easy and quite simple to do as well. It's just like these small things. Sometimes you just need somebody to show you just for the first time, and then you can go ahead and do it yourself. But yeah, guys, if you found this useful, and also if you want any help one-to-one directly from me, any support, any mentoring, book in a call. The link is in the description. And without further ado, thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, peace out. See you soon.